Excuse me. When does this flight leave?
I'm sorry, sir, but that flight has been canceled.
My flight is canceled?
Yes, sir, it's on all the call boards. I don't know how you could have missed it.
Must have gotten confused or something. Is there something else I can do?
Well, I can set you up with a flight to Miami, Florida with a layover in Atlanta. I just need you to fill out these forms.
Well, I don't need to fill out any forms. I just need another ticket to get home.
Sir, I need you to fill out these forms if you want to go anywhere. It's standard procedure.
Do you need a pen?
Yeah.
You can keep it.
Attention, please. Flight 519 to Slovakia. Now reporting at gate F3.
When I saw him, when I looked into his eyes, I saw that familiar nothingness. I saw the face of my home in Slovakia. Border to border, slum to slum. No hope, no will, no knowledge. Of course, there are no justifiable ignorances, but there are some unfortunate ones. In my country, the life of a gypsy is far from the glamorized Disney beauty. There's nothing magical about having no food, no respect, no education. So when I saw him, I looked into the faces of all the Roma children who would one day go as far as selling their soul to the devil for a new shirt, just because they couldn't read the fine print. They'll be treated like beasts of burden because they'll take the load without questioning their rights, their freedom, their worth. So my story? Well, even the ass can choose to be stubborn.
I have to fill out all these papers just to get home? That's the stupidest thing ever.
Tell me about it.
I think I was talking to myself.
Sorry, I was just trying to make conversation.
Well, don't. You see me trying to fill out these forms. Damn, mind your damn business.
Attention, please. Flight 519 to Afghanistan will now be boarding at gate F3.
You'd think with all my years of training I could tell the difference between someone who was angry and just confused. I've been stationed in Afghanistan, and my unit is trying to rebuild the country and the Afghan army. Most of the soldiers can't read or write. And there's no clear way how to, so we don't know how to get through to them. They already despise us because we're American. Just as well, they're tired of strangers coming into their land, treating them like children. They're not. They are men with pride, with anger, with guns. But that doesn't change the fact that they're reading at the level of a child in kindergarten, if that. You'd never think that in order to be an effective soldier, learning your ABCs would be just as essential as learning to shoot an MP40. But it is. And these soldiers are clueless as to where their earned pay is going. They can't read bank statements. They can't recognize the numbers and letters that link them to their artillery, and they can't read battle plans. It compromises the state. I know what happens when people aren't taught how to read. It's dangerous.
Yeah, left my glasses at home. I can't read this. It's like gibberish or something.
If you want, I think I have an
No, I don't need your glasses. I need mine. They're prescription.
If you want, I can read them aloud.
Look, lady, I don't need you to read it to me. I'm not stupid. I'm not one of your little kids. I said I left my damn glasses at home. Damn.
I never said you were stupid. I was just trying to help.
I don't need your help. I can do it on my own.
Attention Flight 226 to Detroit, Michigan will now be boarding at gate A9.
Illiterate? Well, I mean, I guess no one could have known unless they've seen it and lived it, and I have. You think when you use your degree to teach at a school in the south side of Detroit, you could pick out a child in need in no time. But he wasn't a child. That's a grown man back there. It's scary. Look, I teach 8th grade, and several of my students could read a paragraph out loud and put a gun to their head. And people don't realize it's not just those in third world countries who are illiterate. The problem is right here. It's raising our crime rates, asking you for change when you walk down the street. It's overdosing on pills just because the labels are gibberish. And it's sitting beside you on a train to God knows where. These kids are struggling to grow through soil that's unyielding, and every single time they go to school, they feel like they're stepping into a prison. The standard society's sets for their futures are so low. No one expects them to follow the rules, so they don't. No one expects them to succeed, so they don't even try.
Attention Flight 173 to Miami, Florida will now be boarding at gate E11.
Illiterate. I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but come on. Some people think America's so great and the land is flowing with milk and honey, but look, land of the free, and here some Americans aren't even brave enough to pick up a book and feed their minds instead of their mouths. And don't give me that look, because I am an American citizen, and no, English is not my first language. But for the one that is, I know how to read it, I know how to write it, I know how to speak it. If you were to rank every country from highest percentage to lowest in literacy, America doesn't even place over Cuba. So how is it that a child, under the nose of Fidel Castro himself, can learn to pick up a book and read and benefit his society through his intellect? And him, in a democracy that hands education on a silver platter, can't even take advantage of it. Now, what? You're gonna tell me he's had a hard life? Who fucking who? Who hasn't? A hard life is no excuse to be dumb or a doormat. And if this was a movie, some conservative freedom rider bitch would swoop in and say today, sir, speeches and inspirational lectures, but guess what? This ain't a movie. This is real life. No resolution, no facts, no credits, just the things of life that you can't stomach.
Last call, Flight 173 to Miami, Florida.
Look, you all may look at me and think that I'm stupid just because I can't read. But let me tell you, there's a whole...
Literacy affects our families.
My family doesn't even think it's important to learn how to read. So why the hell should I? I mean, I can ride a bike, I can drive a car. What's the importance of learning how to read?
Illiteracy affects our jobs.
I can't even get a job. I can't even fill out the job application. I can't get the money.
Illiteracy affects our freedom.
I feel trapped sometimes. It's like people pin me against this wall. They just call me stupid and just give me funny looks, and I just can't.
Literacy affects our future.
I'm starting to see that now. The literacy affects me.
Literacy
Illiteracy Illiteracy affects
Illiteracy affects you.
Illiteracy affects you. Illiteracy affects you.
Illiteracy affects us.
Illiteracy
Illiteracy
affects
affects us.
How can you affect illiteracy?